Why intelligent people scare society. Lessons from Schopenhauer and Einstein. There is something unsettling about a person who thinks deeply. A person who questions everything, who sees beyond illusions, who refuses to conform. Society often fears these people, not because they are dangerous, but because they see the truth. Arthur Schopenhauer, one of the greatest philosophers of all time, once said, "The majority of men are not capable of thinking, but only of believing, and are not accessible to reason, but only to authority." And Albert Einstein, the genius who redefined reality, warned us, "Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds." But why? Why does intelligence disturb the world? 1. They expose the lies society clings to. Schopenhauer believed that most people prefer comforting illusions over harsh truths. Intelligent individuals, however, see through these illusions. They ask questions others don't dare to ask. They expose hypocrisy in politics. They challenge flawed traditions. They refuse to follow mindlessly. And this terrifies those who depend on the status quo. Because when you wake people up, you make them uncomfortable. And when people are uncomfortable, they fight back, not with reason, but with resistance. 2. They refuse to follow the herd. Most people crave belonging. They follow the crowd because it feels safe. But intelligence creates independence. Schopenhauer called this the curse of wisdom. A deep thinker often walks alone, not because they want to, but because few can keep up. They see the flaws in blind obedience, in mass hysteria, in groupthink. And because they refuse to conform, they become a threat. Society labels them as arrogant, rebellious, even dangerous. Not because they are wrong, but because they refuse to be controlled. 3. They think beyond their time. Einstein was called a fool before he was called a genius. His theories seemed impossible, until they became undeniable. Schopenhauer knew this all too well. He famously said, "All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident." The greatest minds are often misunderstood in their own time. Because they don't just think within the limits of today. They see the future before others do. And history shows us that the same people who mock intelligence today will praise it tomorrow. Conclusion: be brave enough to think. If you are someone who questions, who thinks deeply, who refuses to accept things at face value, understand this: society may resist you, but it needs you. The world moves forward because of those who dare to think differently. Because of those who don't just accept what is, but imagine what could be. Schopenhauer and Einstein both faced rejection, ridicule, and loneliness. But they never stopped thinking. Never stopped questioning. And because of that, they changed the world. So don't be afraid to stand alone. Don't be afraid to be misunderstood. Because the minds that scare society today are the ones that shape tomorrow. Think. Question. Evolve. Subscribe for more wisdom. God bless.